Welcome back to Hard Smart Together. I'm Coach Dave. I'm here to help high school basketball players become the smart, confident players that coaches love. So today we're talking about taking control of your confidence. And more specifically, what you can do this off season to really become a more confident basketball player, a more confident athlete, and really take control of that yourself. You remember last season, there was probably times throughout the season that your confidence might have waned. You might have been downright unconfident, like you just had no confidence, right? Well, that might have been based off of losses. That might have been based off of playing time. It might have been caused based on, how your coach was treating you, you thought, or speaking to you. But I'm here to tell you that true confidence, your confidence, does not come from results. It doesn't come from wins or losses. It doesn't come from your playing time. It doesn't come from how your coach is talking to you or treating you. It doesn't come from other people. You actually get to control and have control over your own confidence. So there's some things that you can focus on this off season that's going to help you build this internal confidence that you can carry with you into next season and throughout next season. So what are some of those things? One, I want you to focus in the off season on the process of you getting better. The process of your individual improvement, okay? In the last few weeks, we've been talking about planning out your off-season workouts and some ways to get the most out of your off-season workouts. We've talked in the past about, you're playing off-season basketball, maybe with an AAU program, and you're playing in some showcases, you're playing in tournaments, you're traveling, whatever the case might be. But throughout all of that, I want you to just focus on the process of your improvement, okay? Focus on each step. Because here's the thing, if you just focus, instead of worrying about the results, instead of worrying about, am I gonna get recruited by that college? Instead of worrying about next season's the season that I need to make varsity, I need to become a starter. Next season, we're going to win more games. Next season's that championship season. Don't worry about the outcomes. Worry about your input. Focus on getting better, okay? And if you focus on that, let me tell you, when you enter into next season, if you actually put in the work this off season, when you get to the beginning of next season, there's two ways it could go, right? If you put in the work, you're going to be like, wow, I really did what I needed to do in order to improve as much as I could this offseason. That's going to make you feel pretty confident. Versus, you didn't put in the work. You didn't go to off-season workouts. You didn't really focus on improving with your club team or with your trainer or whatever the case might be. You were totally focused on what the results would be if you got it done, but you didn't focus on step by step just your improvement. In that process, you're going to feel too confident going into next season. You're not going to feel too confident. You're going to, here we go again. Here we go again. Another season of me here. I'm not going to get the playing time. We're not going to win the games. Coach is going to be on me. I'm going to be at the end of the bench. Just focus on your process, and you will be more confident by next season. The other thing you can focus on, confident athletes, not just in basketball, but across the spectrum of athletics. They think differently than a lot of athletes that don't have a lot of confidence. They think about all the positives. When they think about outcomes, past outcomes, for instance, they think about all those games they won, right? They think about the great practices. They think about the, all the good things that happened last season or the season before or throughout their career. They think about all the winning shots they made, all the shots that went in, all the winning plays they made. What they don't think about, they don't dwell on losses. They don't dwell on that practice when the coach was on me and made me feel horrible about myself. They don't focus on, the shot that they took that didn't go in. In fact, they don't think about misses. When they're dreaming and daydreaming, they see the ball going in every time. They focus on successes. They focus on winning plays. They focus on makes. They focus on great practices. They focus on the great conversations they've had with their coach. They focus on the positive. They don't focus on the negative. So I want you to focus on changing the way you think this offseason. If you see yourself slipping into kind of that negative thought process and worrying about whether a free throw is going to go in or not, worrying about turning over the ball, worrying about, don't daydream about those things. Daydream about successes. Daydream about the positive things that you have done, you can do, and you will do in the future. And you'll think more like a championship athlete, and you'll think more confident. So that's the second thing you can do this offseason. What's the third thing you can do? I want you to focus. We've talked about this a lot in the past, but focus on the joy that you get from your chosen sport, which is basketball, right? Focus on the joy of going. Maybe this summer you're going off with your AAU team, going on the road with your AAU team. Focus on the joy you get from being around your friends. Focus on the joy you get from competing. Focus on the joy you might get just from spending some time alone on a court with a ball and the world quiets down and you're just sitting there shooting around. Focus on the time you get to spend with a mentor or a coach or a parent or a trainer that's helping you. Focus on all that. Focus on the joy you're getting from it and change the internal dialogue that so many people have nowadays, which is, I have to. And I want you to change that. What do I mean by I have to? I have to go to practice. I have to go on the road this weekend for this tournament. I have to go play in this game. I have to go to a workout. I have to do this. I have to do that. I want you to change that internal dialogue to I get to, right? I get to go to another workout. I get to get a little bit better. I get to go spend time with my trainer who I really like hanging out with my trainer. I get to go on the road this weekend. I get to go spend time with my friends. We get to compete in games. I get to go to practice. Practice is great. It's a break from the monotony of the day. I get to play. I get to play the sport I love. Just start changing that internal dialogue from I have to I get to. And that will drive up your confidence, because all three of these things that we just talked about, whether it's controlling or whether it's focusing on your process of getting better, whether it is focusing on what you're thinking about all day, or whether it's focusing on your joy and what you get to do in the sport of basketball, all those things give you control over your confidence. So when you enter into next year, you don't have to worry about the results affecting your confidence, or your coach affecting the confidence, or your playing time affecting your confidence, because you have taken the steps to control your own confidence. So hopefully this was helpful. If it was, give me a comment, give me a like. And until next time, remember to play hard, play smart, and play together. See you next week.